we were we were consistently building on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Uh, but then again, he's like, you're building somebody's property. Eventually, someone's gonna tell you, hey, imagine for one
You can
day
do
if
this, you can do
Facebook
that. What
and
up, DJ
Instagram tells
Gellas?
you, what up, Gallus? Tells you, I'm gonna charge you $1 a day, right? So even with reach, even with like, let's say before here in the islands, we had a very natural reach, right? It was very natural. You would post something naturally, it would go to everyone. Ever since you had the introduction of paid ads, right now your reach is
I'm gonna
zero.
tell you one thing. I did a video 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, called "The Platforms Have Failed Us,"
Mhm.
and I know when a platform is interesting, and I know when a platform is not interesting anymore unless you are willing to pay.
Yeah.
Back when I had 10,000 followers on my Facebook page. So my Facebook page, the Kaysha page, right? I had 10,000 followers. I would post a message or a photo or anything. I would have 200 comments and 5,000 likes. That's what that was in the beginning, like 2004, 2005.
True.
Fast forward to today, I have 800,000 followers on my Facebook page, almost a million. And when I post something, I have 10 likes and 2 comments. Why? Just, it's not that people stop following me or stop going to Facebook. It's just that the algorithm is now, yeah, if you pay, you can
Be
see
different.
people. If you don't, they just change it. And that's, to me, that's when the founders of Instagram sold
To
Instagram to
Facebook.
Facebook. I was like, okay, it's over. And I was like, okay, we have a year. We have a year. They're gonna pretend that they're not gonna change anything, and then slowly they're gonna, yeah, they're just gonna create another. They're just gonna create another Facebook, and make sure that once everybody leaves Facebook to go to, oh, thank you so much, Omo Wale. Once everybody leaves Facebook to go to Instagram, they will actually be in the same place. And it's and most of these people, the creators of Instagram, even the creators of WhatsApp, they had a real, like, oh, we'll never sell, blah 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 blah. We're gonna da 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 our product, blah. We want this, we want that. The community is more important than the money, blah 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 blah. We can, etc. etc. Facebook arrived to Instagram, the founders, with 1 billion, and
True.
they were like, wait a minute, it's two of us, that's 500 million each, and even if our employees have 10% or 20%, whatever our employees, because back in the days there was like, it was like 30 people making Instagram. They were like, hey, listen, everybody's gonna be a millionaire. Both of us, we're gonna have 400 million each, and every employee will have 10, 15 million. So guys, what do we do? I guess we're gonna sell. Then they went to WhatsApp, and the guys at WhatsApp, they were like, oh, WhatsApp will be free forever. WhatsApp will be this, WhatsApp will be that. Actually, WhatsApp was €1 or $1 per year. I remember. The people who had the free
It was. It
version,
was.
it
It
was
was one
free
dollar.
forever. But everybody that was new, it was $1 per year to be part of WhatsApp. So actually, it was a way to keep it independent, to not have ads, etc., etc. But then Mark Zuckerberg arrived from nowhere, and is like, and I remember John Koeman. That's the name of, I think that's the name of the creator of WhatsApp. He was
He
very,
used to be in Facebook and then he left and then he came back.
and he was like, oh, we'll not do this, we'll not do that, we'll not. And then the nigga arrived with 19 billion. I was like,
Hey,
19 billion. And the guy was like, yeah, but yeah, no worry, we'll not, we won't touch nothing. Yeah, but you know, I have these things. Don't worry, we got you. And yeah, then they sell and then they leave the company because they're frustrated because then the company has another. And it's not that I don't understand these companies. I understand that these companies need to make money at a point because of the number of people who are using the system. When you have 2 billion, that's 1/4 of the population on this planet, or have a Facebook account all around the world. And I understand that at a point you have to monetize those people. The problem for me is that once you are more interested in the monetization than the human interactions, and that's when it becomes dangerous. But once you've been on the internet long enough that you've seen platforms be born, I've seen Instagram be born. Actually, I've seen all the platforms be born. I was there on ICQ, MSN, uh, everything. I've been on these platforms, and I see when they start making money, and I see them changing, all of them. I know when I'm like, okay, it's time. Like once a platform, and I'm gonna tell you when you know that a platform is about to change. Once a platform explain to you that the news feed is gonna go from chronological order to algorithmic, you know it's over. That's when it's over. Once
Yep.
they say, "Oh, we're not gonna show you things how they happen, but we're gonna show you what up, where's nasty."
So this is my man that talks about who can kills the dance floor.
Oh,
Where's
nice.
Nasty?
There you go.
So what up? Where's Nasty?
So, yeah, like I was saying, once you have once the platforms start telling you that the news feed is not going to be based on whoever posted last is what you're going to see, and then it's organic, like when you post something at the right time, everybody's going to see it, and you know exactly at what time your people are here. But once they start saying, oh, listen, there's too much people, and we want you to reach everybody to the, and we're going to make sure that the algorithm make you reach people that need to know about your channel and whatever, that's when you know that it's over, and that only money will make you reach the people that you are interested in. And that's what happened to, I remember when subscriptions, when subscriptions was useful actually. I remember when you had 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and those 20,000 subscribers, all they would see when they go on YouTube would be your videos. Today I have 165,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they don't see my videos because it's the algorithm. The algorithm decides what people are gonna see, and the algorithm will give you what they think is what you want to see based on what you've seen the last 4 or 5 days. So if all of a sudden you watch a lot of stock and cryptos like I do sometimes, all of a sudden you will only have a bunch of videos about that. If you watch a lot of a gossip, that's what you're gonna have. You watch a lot of Chinese people, that's what you're gonna have. You watch a lot of Cape Verdean music, that's what you're gonna have. That's, the algorithms are actually, you are kind of, I would say that you are
You are the
controlling
product.
them. But if you can kind of make the algorithm give you what you want. The only problem is when you are a creator, the platforms make you build all these followings, and you bring everybody to the platforms. You bring everybody to the platforms by saying, yeah, this is the place where we're gonna be all together, we're gonna talk, we're gonna exchange, we're gonna give each other music, blah, 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 ideas, we're gonna debate all together. And the platforms, they lure you by telling you, instead of calling it connections, they call it friends. And then you're here making
I'll
friends with
tell
the
you.
platforms. And at a point, at a point, they just make these platforms useless. And I remember when in Facebook, once everybody had like 5,000 friends, and they say, oh, 5,000 is the maximum. Everybody was like, what's going on here? Because artists had 5,000 friends. So I remember when artists had DJ Banzi 1, DJ Banzi 2, DJ Banzi, everybody had like 4 or 5 profiles because they needed to have more friends. And now, and all of a sudden, it's more work because you have to post on 3 profiles everything that you want to say. Then they started the pages. So you had to send everybody to the pages and you had to build. So you build their following. And once they start making money, yeah, we actually gave the power to the platforms. I had so much people coming to Kaysha.com 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When I was posting something, I had hundreds of comments on my website. But then everybody gave the power to the platforms, and all of a sudden, yeah, if you want your message to come across, you have to use Instagram, you have to use Facebook, and if you want your music to be heard, you have to be on Spotify. Oh no, I use Bandcamp. Yeah, that's 1% of the people. Like, it's gonna be the loyal fans who are gonna come and buy your music. Most other people, they say, I'm paying $10 already. Like, I'm not gonna pay more. I just want to click and play. I already put my credit card here, so that's where I live. And so now every creator, every artist, everybody that and even worse, everybody that you are trying to show your content to, they're all creators now. Since everybody's posting what they eat, what they shit, what they think, my foot, my this, my filters, my face, look at me, so it's very interesting as a creator how you had to transform these last 15 years.
I mean, we live in like this dystopian type of reality almost, right? So I took notice of that let's say when we started touring with our Love project, right? So we would be a weekend in Lisboa, a weekend in Paris, a weekend in the Netherlands, and I started noticing that the feeds on my Facebook, right? So we are trying to reach as much folks to go to the event, right? And whenever we will land in a country, and then the GPS would be like, okay, we'll figure out I'm in Holland, right? And then all of a sudden the news, what I was seeing would completely change.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then I started getting feeds. Like if you're in Lisbon, Kaysha, I will get your feed, right? If I have a friend in Holland, I will get his feeds. And then that was the first time. This was like 2000 and I'll say 15. That was the first time where I was like, whoa, this is interesting, right? So it will automatically update you whatever was going on in the scene, right? Fine with that. But I started realizing that I was becoming a product for Facebook, right? So the consumer is the product. Facebook sells
your data.
That's what Facebook sells, is the consumer, right? So they're trying to connect you with products, right? So that's the end game. And I take it back and I look back, for example, you as an artist, right? I remember early 2000s, 2003, when you would usually go to the US, the folks that were the tastemakers for your music was, I would say, like the Lights Out DJs or Praia Capital. You remember Praia Capital?
Of course.
With the pictures and Lights Out with the mixes. Yeah. I mean, the DJ, right? So that was the channel that would spread the music.
Yeah.
So what do we have now? Influencers. They get paid to push something, or TikTok dance, or I would say like a Spotify playlist, right? So I mean, we live in a whole different world, in a whole different era, where for you to just crack the iceberg, you really need to be very creative, very like strategic in how you're gonna do something, because there's still people that will crack the ceiling and fall through. But eventually, they're gonna get to the point where there's a formula that they need to follow. See what I mean? I can give you an example of an artist here in Cabo Verde, like Trancafulia for me is perhaps the social media artist, right? So here's an artist that comes out with a track, he does a track, hits 1 million on YouTube.
Well,
And at first, nobody was taking him serious, right? So he does another one, another million, another one, another million, and he keeps on
nice.
going. He has a massive following, which is very directly linked to him. Everybody's waiting, okay, when he's dropping the next track, right? But eventually, and like you said, the market is a cycle, right? So eventually, it's gonna come to a point where he needs to come out with a formula, right?
It
That's
depends.
when, well, it depends. True, it depends.
It's
But
I would say that the the product used to be the center of the business.
true,
Now what is at the center of the business is the brand. So if your brand DJ DJ Banzi or Sig Sabura or Kaysha or Shada or Club Shada, if your brand is powerful enough that you have people that follow your brand everywhere,
true,
you are kind of stronger than the platforms.
true.
And you have to make sure that you don't give that power to the platform. The problem is once people follow you to the platforms, then the platform is starting to feed everybody the rest of what they want to show them so they can show them ads. So if you understand how the platform works and you understand that you have to dance with the algorithm, then you have, yeah, you know how to use the platform, especially when you have a nice brand and following. So if you arrive on YouTube and you tell the people, look, for example, our stream royalty, her name is Naturie Ben. So she has a channel. She goes live 3 times a week, and she talks about Pan Africanism, giving power back to the black community, and a lot of political and subjects that are pertinent to Africans. And every live she does, I've been following her for a year. Every live she does, she has 700 people watching. So that's like 200 times more people than here. And when she came here this weekend, she came to this channel, she brought with her 400 people. This is
True.
called power. This is the power of your brand, and your brand has your followers that will follow you anywhere you go. They come with you, and the reason why I invited her and she invited me was for us. Of course, she wanted to. It's cachet for her because as a legendary artist, I'm coming to her channel and I'm giving her followers keys on the business, my life, etc., etc. So this is great for her, and she was very happy about it. And it's gonna give her channel. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, celebrities come here. So
True.
next time she wants to invite somebody, or she tells me, hey, I would love to have that person, I can tell the person, hey, yeah, go there, it's great. And for me, in exchange, her coming here, there's gonna be some people who don't know about my channel, and they're gonna be like, yo, I love it here. That's interesting. And we talk about business, we talk about things that are different. It's not gossip, it's not this, that, it's more how it's a mix between social media and what we do with it as creators and as fans, and what are each other's responsibility, etc. So it's a great exchange, because after that live you had 157 people who subscribed that day. And those people, yeah, they're gonna stay in the channel. Some of them will watch some videos, some of them will watch whatever they want. And some of them will come to this. Actually, three of them, I think, or four of them. Some of them are watching this live right now, and but they were not aware of this live. So it's a win-win situation from for
Oh, of course.
it's a win-win situation for both of us, and it's me. I see things as a business perspective, and for her, she sees it as another perspective as well. And when we were having conversation after brainstorming, we were like, that was amazing because her public had I gave them a lot of interesting perspective on business, on because everybody is trying to bring the money inside the community, but if they don't know how to do it, it's just words, it's just stances. You also need to know how to do it. So everybody was, oh, this is great. Everybody loved my interaction there. And when she came on my channel, it was more about her, and we had interesting conversations and exchange of opinion on stuff, and everybody loved our thing. But what we saw from that was that we both had very faithful followers, and this is what you have to build today. So this artist that you're talking about in Cape Verde, he has something amazing that, for example, I would say, for example, Judge. When Judge independently filled up Coliseo, it's 5,000 people in Lisbon. I was like, this is power. When you have the power to have people follow you anywhere, that's brand power, and you have to protect that brand power at all costs. And when you take people to a platform, you make sure that you keep giving them something, because the platforms, that's when you're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm not gonna give nothing to you guys for 6 months. That's when the platform take all your people somewhere else.